For this week's discussion, we are going on a road trip from New York to Paris on one of Blake Edwards' greatest comedies during the years of the 1960s. And this film is a popular slapstick comedy, and it's Blake Edwards' greatest comedy, The Great Race. The movie follows Professor Fate, who plans to go up against the Great Leslie in a car race from New York City all the way across to the Pacific Ocean to Paris, France. The race is interrupted by an Old West, an iceberg, and a king's castle, and they are pursued by Maggie Dubois, a photojournalist who was also entered in the race. The film stars Tony Curtis as the Great Leslie, Jack Lemmon as Professor Fate, Natalie Wood as Maggie Dubois, Peter Falk as Fate's henchman Max, and Keenan Wynn as Leslie's faithful assistant Hezekiah. After the successes of Breakfast at Tiffany's, The Pink Panther, and The Shot in the Dark, Edwards wanted to create the film because of the similar influences of Stanley Kramer's greatest comedy, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. During production, Edwards got the idea for Robert Wagner to play the role of Leslie, but had to replace him with Tony Curtis due to concerns over Wagner's divorce with Wood. Wood didn't want to be in the film, but Warner convinces her that if she would appear in this film, she would appear in another film Warner was producing, Inside Daisy Clover. During the film's famous pie fight sequence, the actors have fun with the scene, but eventually grew tired. Wood choked on pie filling when she was hit in the face while her mouth was open, and Lemmon reported he was knocked out a few times. When Edwards finally yelled "cut," he was bombarded with pies the cast had kept hidden, waiting for the moment. The film won the Oscar for Best Sound Effects, and it was nominated for Best Cinematography, Best Film Editing, Best Song, and Best Sound. At $12 million, The Great Race was the most expensive comedy film ever made at that time, but it was only made twice its budget and was a critical flop, making Edwards' first. The film was not forgotten, however, in the late 1960s, inspired the Hanna-Barbera cartoon series The Wacky Races, with Professor Fate inspiring one of the company's most famous villains, Dick Dastardly.